Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sri Astutiana. I'm from STKIP Muhammadiyah Bone. Let's start. For each of the major press types, in parentheses, NPS, PPS, APS, and PPS, we have come up with the rules where the second and third rules serve to introduce intermediate structure. Let's repeat all the rules here. 14.5 NP arrow direction in parentheses D N. 15.6 N arrow direction in parentheses AP N or N in parentheses PP. 14.7 N arrow direction N in parentheses PP. 14.8 VP arrow direction V. 49 V arrow direction V in parentheses PP. 15 V arrow direction V in parentheses NP. 51 AP arrow direction A. 52 A arrow direction in parentheses AP A. 53 A arrow direction A in parentheses PP. 54 PP arrow direction P. 55 P arrow direction in parentheses PP. 56 P arrow direction P in parentheses NP. The evidence for some of the rules, like the N rules, is quite strong. Evidence for some of the others is quite weak, such as VV, V, for which I've yet to present any evidence at all. However, less the possibility that these are all reflective of our human language capability. We can now ask, are we missing any generalization here? Indeed, we seem to be missing several. First, note that in all the rules above, the category of the rules is the same as the only element that is not optional. For example, in the NP rule, the element that is not optional is N. This is the same part of speech. Similarly, the only obligatory element in N is either another N or N. This is a very general notion in press structure. We call this headedness. All phrases appear to have heads. Heads are the most prominent element in a phrasal category and give their part of speech category to the whole phrase. Not that we don't have any rules of the form. 57 NP arrow direction V AP. This rule not only seems meaningless, it is unattested in the system we've developed here. This property is called endocentricity, meaning that every phrase has a head. The only obligatory element in a phrase is the head. Second, Note that with the exception of the determiner in the NP rule, all non-heat material in the rules is both partial and optional. We never find rules of the form 5 Technique VV Aerodynamic AV. Anything that is not a head must be a press and optional. Finally, notice that for each major category, there are 3 rules. One that introduces the NP, VV, AP, and PP. One that takes a bird level and repeats it. H, N, or direction, N, in parentheses, PP. And one that takes a bird level and spells out the heat. H, N, arrow direction, N, in parentheses, PP. We seem to be missing the generalization that for each kind of press, the same kinds of rules appear. X-bar theory is an attempt to capture the similarities between rules. We can condense the rule we propose into a simple set. To do this, we are going to make use of variables, like variables in algebra, to stand for particular parts of speech. Let X be a variable that can stand for any category N, P, A, P, AM, XP is catch-all term to cover NP, VV, AP, PP. Similarly, X stand for N, V, A, P, and X represent N, V, A, and P. The X's here are what give the theory its name. Using this variable notation, we can capture the generalization that we have missed. Let's start with the NP, VV, AP, and VV rules. 59 NP, arrow direction D, N. 60 VV, arrow direction V. 61 AP, arrow direction A. 62 PP, arrow direction P. By using the variable notation, we can summarize this rule with the single rule. 63 XP, arrow direction in parentheses YP, X in parentheses to be revised. This rule says that a press consists of some optional partial element followed by a node of the same category that is a single bar. Note that this last bit is crucial. If the X in XP stands for NP, then the bird level is an N. This captures the endocentric property of our rules. Now turn to the recursive N, A, V, and P rules. 64 N, arrow direction AP, N or N, PP. 65 P, arrow direction P, PP. 66 A, arrow direction AP, A. 67 P, arrow direction P, PP. For each of these rules, a category with a single bar level is iterated, repeated, with some optional material either on the right of or the left. Again, using x as a variable, we can condense this into a single rule. 68. X or direction zp x or xzp to be revised. Again, the xs here must be consistent in part of speech category. The material, that is, not the heat, not x, must be present and optional. Note that the categories of these non-heat items is also indicated with variables, in this case zp. Finally, let's consider the rules that introduce the last layer of structure. 69 N or direction and pp. 70 V or direction P and P. 71 A or direction A P P. 72 P or direction P and P. The rules can also be summarized into a single rule. 73 X arrow direction X W P to be revised. The system we've come up with here is remarkably simple. We produce the number of rules to 3. Because they use variable, the rules can generate most of the sentence of English. This analysis is not without problems. However, before we turn to resolving these problems and drafting a final version of the X bar rules, we need to introduce some new terminology. Okay, that was the result of presentation of me. More or less, please forgive. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.